Nothing but blue sky. Well, blue sky and clouds, I guess. Hey, nice black and white and color connection. Hey, don't you have a show? Don't you do an annual thing at your house?
I do an annual thing at my house that's coming up now.
Yeah. And what is that
Well, hey,
annual thing?
we have how many viewers
Oh,
now?
yeah. When we started doing these recordings, well, if you remember, last time we even talked about this, we had 833. We now have, well, as of this recording, which today is what, August 23rd, 873. So we went up 40 viewers, and we're trying to figure out why we stink at all this. But
So,
thank you so much for following along, folks.
of those 840 viewers, if any of you happen to be in the Fort Collins, Colorado area, northern Colorado, at the end of October, shoot, I should know the date. I think it's like 24th or 25th. Let me look.
This is how good we are at this, guys.
I'll be
I'll talk while he's finding it. Yeah.
having my annual studio tour. It's on the 26th, Saturday the 26th, Sunday the 27th, and
Of
where
October.
October open up my home studio. And this year it's going to be a retrospective of images from 2004 to 2024, the 20 years that I've found my vision. So it'll be only images from that period.
Fabulous. And can they
Here in the
can,
area.
can people buy things as they come to the studio tour?
Yeah, I have things for sale, but that's not the emphasis. The emphasis really is just showing my work and meeting people.
Yeah. I know you love to do that. You love when the people come there and you have a conversation. I've seen some of the snapshots behind the scenes, which are good. One year, I'm going to just fly out to be there just for that. Maybe. Okay. Well, good. Thanks for plugging that. Seriously, folks, if you have a chance, go over and do that. The people who have done it, I have many friends who have really enjoyed the opportunity. Hey, Cole, I have a thought today. We had some pretty good response to the five surefire something for simplicity. And one of our viewers challenged me, John, you're next. So I thought about that and I said, well, my comment back to him was like, how the heck do you do something after such a phenomenal presentation? To me, that was the best show we've ever done when those five surefire ways to simplify your images. And a little tongue in cheek in the title, because we think it's kind of fun when people say, the one thing you must do. And I get it, right? They're trying to get eyes and viewers and all that stuff. But I got thinking about some recent conversations that we've had about the felt method. And that's been really intriguing to me. And I know it changed your paradigm a little bit. And so I thought what I would do today is I went to a black and white presentation that I've been doing for clubs when they ask for it. And I just took a chunk out of that out where I invite people to think about how they feel as I show uh, both the black and white and the color version of the same image. So as I switch to share my screen here, I want you to just remind people, if you will, about the method and what her comments were specifically about this exercise that I'm going to invite people to do right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure I can't do it justice if Kat's watching, but when she was setting me up to look at the images people had submitted, we did a little meditation trying to just be present. And she reinforced to me that I shouldn't look at an image and say, do I like it or do I not like it? I shouldn't look at an image and say, uh, is this something that I would do? Or is it technically perfect? Just did it make me feel something? And I remember during the presentation with all of the five people, myself included, we discussed what we felt, and I always felt rather, oh gosh, inadequate because when they would ask me how I felt about something, I really don't have the ability to put it into words. And
Yeah.
Kat made me feel okay. She said, that's okay. You don't need to be able to express it in words. And that's important for me because
Yes.
it's not my skill set.
Yep.
So anyway, not if you like it, not comparing, not
Yeah.
judging, just does it make you feel something?
Yeah, and that's why I've tried to put a couple of bullets anticipating and trying to remember exactly, and you and I not chatting before we did this, but that's a great setup because I'm not asking for you to say, oh, the black and white's way better, right? That's not what's important here. I want you to pay attention to how do you feel about the image, like Cole just said. So let's get started. And I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I really want you to pay attention to how you feel. To me, this is my daughter, Brittany, my youngest, a number of years ago, but it's such a completely different feeling for me, especially in a portrait. It's like night and day. I always ask, why would you take a perfectly beautiful lotus and convert it to black and white? Well, why not? But I'll just add to that, in my mind, there should be an intention. There should be purpose generally for why we're making a choice. And that would be the other thing that I'm trying to share in this short little presentation. For me, and giving it away a little bit on this one, much like Cole's power line image, and this image that was done, I don't know, 8 years ago. It's an old image. Maybe just had met Cole and we were out in Death Valley, and then went over to Lone Pine. And I just love the light off of that fence, right? And if you remember one of Cole's images of power lines, he's got the light on that power lines, kind of a similar situation. But to me, these feel very, very different. And so again, just to add to what we're talking about here, how are you feeling? Is your feeling different when you see this in black and white versus color? For me, it's dramatically different, and I'm not going to say why. Really, the exercise is for you to respond and understand, or maybe learn for the first time, what's happening to you. I remember we did this as a follow-up. One of our participants did a great job of showing color in black and white, and the response from the small group of 10 people was amazing. They were like, "Oh my gosh, I would never have thought I would feel so differently about the black and white version." Another comment was, I can't believe that I'd never even considered black and white because the black and white is so much more powerful in that particular image, right? Completely different. Just a few more. But before we do, a couple of thoughts that I share in that presentation. And for me, what makes black and white so strong? With color, we look at the image. With black and white, for me anyways, we look into the soul. We look into the bones of an image, right? Color sometimes for me can be so dominant that it gets in the way of what I'm trying to share, if you will, right? So by removing the color, all of a sudden black and white allows me to convey what I was honestly drawn to. So let's add that to how some of these last images might be, right? You've heard me talk about the aurora and we laugh about it and we joke about it. But when I really thought about what was happening for me, it was the rhythm of that aurora that was causing me. So by removing color, I'm hoping to help the viewer to see what I was connecting to. I think there's just two or three more here. But I hope this is a worthwhile experience for you in thinking about why black and white and how the feelings might be different. there we go. So
Well,
I,
you know,
I
I keep going back to I love black and white. Every one of those, I've thought to myself, how could anyone prefer the color to black and white? And I know that people do, and I know that there are people who would prefer every one of those in color
yes.
to black and white, but I don't understand why. To me, it's not even a close race. Uh, I, I I just don't get how we can all be programmed so differently. Thank goodness we are.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
But I think it's a good exercise and a valuable exercise. And the reason I wanted to do it was the experience I had with my follow-up group from a workshop in the Palouse, where this one participant was kind enough to share both color and black and white. And that's never happened before in a follow-up session. And man, it was powerful. Those responses were amazing. And that way it made me so happy because finally you and I are all about getting people to think, right? If there's one thing I think that we're trying to accomplish in this show, is just getting people to think, not just trip
really?
a shutter and make pretty pictures. What?
I thought we were trying to get more followers. I thought that was
Hey, we're succeeding at that. We might be at 1,000 yet. And we thought that was a ridiculous goal. But seriously, to get people to think, why are they doing what they're doing? And if they're making it black and white, why are they making it black and white? What's the intention? What are they trying to convey? And hopefully that's what's happened with this. We've probably gone a little longer than
oh,
people's
nice
attention span.
exercise. Nice exercise.
All righty. We'll see you in the next one, buddy.